am back with Amy, and we are here talking about hard things. And you know, a lot of times it's really funny when you talk about hard things, and because it's hard, and that's what makes it funny. So we're talking about addiction tonight, and we started with talking about substance abuse addiction, and I was explaining my alcohol addiction went hand in hand with cigarettes. So addictions also can be addictions to people, like codependent and
or patterns
of choosing the same people, addictive patterns. So
or like when your phone goes off constantly and you're
what's that like?
Well, because it's almost like a Pavlovian dog where you have a stimuli and then you react to it. And it's like you reinforce that behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So the more you reinforce that behavior, you're just like, I don't want that. But it's like, you obviously do on some level because it makes you feel some sort of way. And then you realize that it's like, maybe you're actually reinforcing this thing that feels really bad.
Yeah.
So sometimes I think we forget that like we want to feel something and we feel like the wrong thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's what eventually, like, I think addicts, we do this where it's like we're like, let's pursue to like stop feeling something. And so we like have this other change in how we feel. And then we forget that like our goal was to feel something better, not feel something completely transfixed or wrong or off our mark. And that's what happens with, you know, relationships too, drinking, drugging, all of that. We like forget where our original like goal was to like stop hurting and stop suffering.
Yeah.
Instead of like actually like getting down to the root of what's the suffering. I'm like, let's band-aid it, relationships, whatever. So you get into more toxic relationships, toxic addictions, all of it's toxic.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense because even I'm thinking, how does that then translate to relationships? But we get in relationships with people because we want to feel better. Like we want to feel better.
It's also super intoxicating to be with somebody who's like high, low. Like that's the same thing. It's the same feeling. It's this, you know, intoxication where it's like, oh, things are great, and it's like things go to shit, right? And you're like, oh, I feel terrible, and it's like then like you're the pits of despair, and then it's like something better feels like, oh, I feel so much better now. No, you don't. You don't feel better.
No,
you're
don't.
Literally just like you're just eating shit.
Dopamine hit.
Yeah, you're dopamine, but you're also eating shit. It's like this, like, you know, like you've literally like lowered your bar every single time. So you're just like, okay, this feels better. It's like, so he's not gonna cheat on me today. Oh my god, that feels so good. What is wrong with you? Or like, you know, I'm gonna get to see my friend or talk to her for 5 minutes on the phone. Oh, I got a little sneaky, like something for me. It feels so good. What? No, that's not okay. We go through this like cycle of like carving something away a little for us, and then it's like, oh, it's like a little secret like joy. There shouldn't be a secret joy. It should just be all joy.
Absolutely.
You should have this like person, like, and things. Life should be abundance. That you're like, you know. Someone who loves you is just like, go see your friend Angel. Go away for a week. I love you. You shouldn't have to be like, you know, I feel so bad with myself. I'm going to go like, you know, drink shots in my closet. You shouldn't. You shouldn't feel that way. You shouldn't have to go do cocaine, heroin, whatever it is, your thing, to make yourself feel like it's okay for you to like just be like enough. Yeah. You should just like live in your abundance, but we can't because we're so afraid of like letting someone, our loved one, like feel something because they'll feel something more enough. Like my phone ringing right now.
So we're gonna be right back. Your phone's been going off quite a bit. So what's that about? Do you want to talk about that? You've been here about a half hour. You have how many missed calls and how many missed text messages?
That's not representative. It's not even fair.
Maybe like 36 text messages, about 12 phone calls in a half hour.
But that's a representative.
Is that normal for you?
And that's not for me, but that's not normal. The problem is it's not healthy for him either. It's not okay. That comes from a place of like somebody else like not feeling secure, somebody feeling like that they have a sense of like their own autonomy. But it's the same thing. It's an addiction of some sort. But for me, it's an addiction of like, you know, if somebody feels that way about me, somebody won't feel that way about me then.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's a good thing.
Yeah, and then you're left with that feeling, having to sit with your own feelings. Because right now you're kind of being just like pulled like a rag doll. You just kind of like tossed around at whatever whim.
Well, I was maybe like a little while ago, but you know.
So what changed? What made you want to shift and change? Maybe I hear you saying like a little while ago.
I don't know. I mean, we talked about this, but some of it's a multi. Well, I mean, you've been nagging me for about a million years. Oh, I need Georgia, baby. Rather than like just like jamming it down my throat and being like, I'm not your friend anymore. You're a good enough friend to be like, I'm gonna give you distance to let you like not drown, but like feel this stuff, like feel it, actually like live in it and be like, like I'm always gonna be here the second you need me. I'm gonna call the police or not, or or call over your friends or not, or show up at your doorstep or not, but also let you like go through the things that I know you need to go through.
Just circling back to the big laughter around or call the police or not. So what that is about is a couple of weeks ago.
God, that was like a month ago. You make it sound more involved than I am. It took a long time.
A month or two ago. There was one of these evenings where your partner was blowing up your phone, and you were very distraught, and I was very distraught because you were very distraught, and you didn't feel safe going home, you didn't feel safe staying at my house, you just didn't feel safe in general. And you did make the decision to go home. You're a grown woman, you own your own house, you should be able to sleep in your own bed. And your partner, who was having an episode, like an obsessive compulsive episode, came to the house, and he was high on drugs. And after him calling me multiple times, and I could hear in the background what was going on there and talking to you, and then he is calling me, I told you I'm going to call the police. If this was anyone else, if I didn't know you personally, I would have called the police hours ago. But just gave you the heads up on that, let him know. And because he's a drug addict, he's addicted to drugs. I think I was really nice, and I said you might just want to let him know that the police.
Well, I did not, but that is
the way.
Okay.
You did not let him know about the police coming.
No, I did not.
So what happened that night?
The police came, and I was in the shower because at that point I was like, because I'm old and I'm tired, I just want to go to the shower and go to sleep. I just don't want to go.
And about what time was all this happening?
I have no idea. Midnight or so.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was like 7 a.m. or 7 p.m.
And what time had the energy really amped up that night? Like how many hours had it been going on for?
From the night before. That was actually a pretty pivotal moment. You're right. It was, actually. Good for you. That probably was the pivotal moment, wasn't it?
I don't know. It's your
pivot.
No,
you do.
It's your pivotal
moment. You do know. I sat in the kitchen with you and your husband, and it was like weird that like I'm choosing to leave to go into a situation where I should be like a grown-ass woman. I have a whole ass house, and I don't do that. But my friend is so sure that she knows she has given me the lesson, which I know you knew that it would eventually trickle in. And I was so mad when I got home and I was confronted with the same bullshit. And you were like, that's fine. Talk to one of my other friends. You both came up with a plan. And you told me what was going to happen. The police might show up there. I was like, oh, okay. So I'm in the shower. I get in the shower because I'm like, I can probably hide in the shower a little bit. So I get in the shower.
Everybody always hides in the shower. What is that? The horror movies go to the shower. So
it's like the womb or something, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Maybe with the running water, like the negative ions, just helping make you feel more. Or maybe just washing off the stench of.
Or just maybe like all that day was just so like really hurtful.
Yeah, and you just like want to wash it off.
It was really a hurtful day.
Wash off the stench of a hurtful day.
It was literally like one of the most like nasty things like that was done to me that precipitated me coming to your house. And
In which we had a really good evening. My husband made us dinner. We went to my nail salon appointment, and you put
But
two
before that,
girls
though,
together. We're just laughing.
but the
and
whole
giggling.
point was that before that, what precipitated the whole thing was like this constant reminder where it's like no matter what goodness can exist in your life.
Phone's ringing. We have a call. We have a caller.
Caller?
We
Caller
have
line
a
five.
caller on the line.
Caller line. Should we take the call?
Should we take this call?
Stop.
So we're now up to 14 missed calls, and I just want to take a moment to express the seriousness of this situation.
Although-
we're laughing because
we've been through this
we've been
how
through
many
this
years?
for years, so we know that nothing. We actually don't know that.
No,
we don't know that nothing's
but at the
gonna
same
happen.
time, we also know that like.
But we know that we're capable enough to take care of ourselves.
We also know that we have a sisterhood that like.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got lime and shovels.
Right. We should do a photo shoot like that.
Where
we like take a carpet and wrap it up and make
I
it look like
know,
a body in the back of the truck.
Earl had to die photo shoot.
Yeah, Earl had to die.
Yeah.
That's right. And this is a serious situation, so we're not trying to make light of domestic violence and abuse. And not, has he ever hit you?
Well, no.
Mm.
That's not a fair question, Angel, because like I give it as good as I get it. So,
Okay.
I mean, that's not. I'm not.
So then the answer is yes. He
I'm
has
not
hit you.
exactly kind. Like, no, he comes at me, but like, what are you gonna do? Like, I know how to take care of myself. So like, no one's gonna like.
So are you attacking him or are you defending yourself?
I defend myself, of course.
Okay. So we're just for clarification, and we are not promoting violence of any kind at any time, but I do believe that you have the right to defend yourself. I know that
but
you
I
have
should
the
know
right.
that you see how the holes in my drywall at my house, and you see the things that are
Wow.
broken in my house, and the
Mhm.
doors that are fixed in my house.
Yeah. So those things happen from your partner when he has anger. What sets him off? What's his biggest thing that he usually gets angry about?
Ignoring him.
Ignoring him. And can you define what that means to him?
For him,
What is ignoring
it is
him?
not responding to a text message within a certain amount of time.
Mhm.
It's my kids are sitting doing homework, and he calls, and I'm like, James is upset because or my son is upset because you keep texting, or I don't have time to talk to my daughter about whatever her latest behavior thing is. It could be anything from a client calling. It could be you.
Mhm.
It
Yeah,
could
I
be-
tend to be a big trigger for him.
It could be a coworker. It could be a chicken or a duck or something I have to put away in the evening. It's more important.
So
Anything.
it sounds like pretty much anything that could possibly take time away from him, even if you weren't going to be spending that time with him.
He does not have a social network. He does not have he is socially anxious. He does not have an ability to connect with other people on a normal level. He doesn't have the giddy belly laugh
Like we've been doing tonight.
but that's what friends do.
Yeah.
I love you. You're my friend. So if we can't laugh about things that are relevant to each other, that's not what a connection is. So
Mhm.
I'm the only person that can laugh with him. I'm the only person that can share a laugh with him. I'm the only
Mhm.
person who can have an inside joke with him. I am the.
That's a lot of pressure.
It's a
for
lot
you.
of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure to be everything for one person.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you told me earlier tonight that he told you that he spent 90% of his thoughts are about you.
Hmm.
So I said,
That's
no.
addiction.
I was like,
That's addiction.
yeah. I was
When
kinda-
I had a serious addiction long ago, every thought was filtered through that specter, right? So it's
Mhm.
so there was this vision that I had where it's okay, well, this action had to be weighed against this this addiction. So it's
Mhm.
okay, great. So I'm gonna eat something, but it's great. So I'm not gonna be hungry later because I'm gonna be doing that. It's everything, every action, everything that went through my mind was filtered through the addiction. So
Mhm.
I'm the filter for him with other addictions. So he's got so he's got what, comorbidities. I hate that word. He has multiple things going on, but I'm the like healthiest representation in his mind because you can call that as love.
So
you can
this
label it,
all
right?
falls under the
guise of
love.
So it's like we can like label love. Then it's like, oh, you don't want to love me,
right?
I want to love you. Love is not defined the same way for everybody. So love is, I think, the guise for a lot of this issue. We mask it as like, oh, I love that. No, you don't. You obsess over it. You want it. It's a thing you seek.
And
it's a justification.
Part can be so dangerous. The obsession part.
Well, yeah, because the thing is, you justify that that hunger in like love. Well, you don't love me. That's not love. Love is like quiet. Love is kind. Love is like seeking of like a lack of suffering. So love is seeking to make somebody's life better. Love isn't like let me bomb you, let me demand from you, let me extract from you. That's not.
No. I remember when I was much younger feeling that way about people. Like,
of course you do.
Obsessing about them. Just
mental disorder.
Yeah. There's that. Yeah.
But that's some teenager hormonal.
Yeah, like I was a teenager and you think like, I can't live without you. I love you so much.
That's hormonal.
Cheers. To being sober.
Cheers being sober, my ass. No. Farther.
We're drinking wine from the box tonight.
It's not that much, so it's not that bad. Okay. Comparatively speaking, let's be honest.
Okay.
Wow, you do a heavy pour. I like that. When we're young women, right? We're not like, I'm trying to have sex. We're not. It's not a sexual thing. It's a validation thing. Yep. It's a filling the cup. It's like making me feel something. But we define it as like, oh, I want him. No, we don't. We don't. And we really think about ourselves at 13, 14 years old. We're not like, I want him. We want to feel like grown up. We want to feel this. We want to put this this pretend persona on, right? Well, that's what he's doing too. His persona is that he wants to.
We got another message.
Oh, we're getting dark now. There you go, boss.
So I'm sitting here with Amy tonight, and we're talking about addiction and all sorts of addiction to drugs, addiction to alcohol. Some of my addictions, definitely alcohol was one, tobacco. And, I used to use the excuse, well, I only smoke when I drink. Well, baby, you drink all the time, which means you're smoking all the time. So when I gave up the alcohol, the cigarettes just went away. Here I am now, 14 months later, clean and sober and feeling all my feelings. And in all transparency, I had some pretty big events happen this weekend. And for a split second, I thought, well, I'll just stop off on the way home and get a drink.
You didn't, though.
But I didn't.
You didn't.
You didn't. And I did for a split second think, well, I would just go get a pack of cigarettes and I'll just smoke one and then I'll throw the rest of them away. And I'm like, how about we not lie to ourselves?
You know what you actually didn't do? Is you actually didn't also like get all like, you're like, you didn't.
Do I sound like that?
No, but like that's what people do. Like Amy, you weren't doing the thing where you're asking for someone to like.
I wasn't being an ask.
No, you weren't.
Right.
No, you weren't.
Right, where you just keep asking and asking and asking.
You make me feel some sort of way.
Anything.
Fix this shit for me.
Right.
You weren't. You were like, okay, whatever.
We call them ask holes.
Yeah,
where you can just tell them a bazillion times.
I mean, I called you and I felt like I told you how I felt, and like I listened to you as my friend, but like you didn't ask for any of that. But like that's like. It feels different when someone does that for you as opposed to being like, make me feel better.
Right. Not trying to rescue.
Yeah, no, I wasn't trying to rescue you. I was just being honest with you.
Yeah. Honesty is always appreciated here. So we've got a lot of messages here, and I'm just going to read these out loud because they're coming in at rapid speed. We're here tonight and we're talking about addiction, and now we're talking about addiction to people. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but all of these, so it starts here. These are all messages that have come in literally in probably the last, 2 to 3 minutes. So I'm going to read some off at you.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Here we go.
Welcome to my life.
It's not about cheating, but I won't argue. These are also one-liners. It's like just really interesting. So
They should not be one-liners. They're one-liners to one person, but to the rest of the planet, it's like you have a thought, and it's like
it looks like fragmented thoughts, but I want to go deeper into that. To me, what this is somebody is hitting you so hard that you don't even have a chance to respond to the messages.
It triggers this thing where you're like,
yeah.
And every time you hear that ding, you're like,
so it's not about cheating, but I won't argue. I told you I love you. And again, these are all one line, so there's no chance to even respond to these because they come in so quickly. But you're not kind or respectful, and you do this, so you left, and I am not accepting. Turn off location, so I know you're doing something, and I'm done. Angels. He's a smart one. He knows I'm here. To meet a man. So now she's come here to meet a man. Even if not, I will never believe, never forgive you. So he's never going to forgive you for coming to hang out with your friend.
I know.
So I know this has to end. I love you, but I'm sorry. I'm just glad you might have the chance to be happy. I still love you.
You get the soul
and
slut.
I wish we didn't fight, didn't ruin it. I know I'm talking to a wall. We are actually probably talking to the phone, and I know you don't feel the same, but I want to at least say I hope you're safe and happy. And it really sucks to have someone shut you out every night. And I wish, never mind, I'm doing it again. I cannot feel this constantly, but all but guarantee you're drinking. And we'll do something that is not just mean or disrespectful, but ruin any last bit of hope. I'm shut down. Okay, this is a lot. I'm really going to go. I love you. I'm sorry, but I have to block you. I cannot be hurt anymore. I want to never, ever. You've hurt me for the last time. I cannot forgive. Please forgive. I thought maybe I was wrong, but it's clear. Now it's in all caps. I am chasing. I will go. I don't have anything left. I'm out. You are solely want to be whatever. I hope you're with a man. Officially a slut. Officially a slut. I know.
Level right here.
So this is where it gets a little scary. I know where you are. Please be safe. It's actually for the best. Let's face it. I'll talk to you tomorrow. You really are so unkind that you won't talk. I'm going to your house, but I'm sure you aren't there. I cannot stay here. You cannot stay at his house. Okay. I hope someone treats you like you have treated me. I'll go somewhere else. I hope somebody treats you the way you've treated him. You've treated him so good. They're clicking in faster than I can read them and catch up with them.
My phone's ding, 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 ding.
I told God I would leave if this happens. I made an effing promise. My car will be down the street. So much for getting better. My keys are on the counter. I'll never trust you again. Never, 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 never. Remember that. I hope you understand. We're back to all caps. Not be able to stay with you. Cheater, liar, hurt me exactly what you wanted. The best thing for me is time to go. I'm done proving. I have no clue. How are you so effing shitty? And I want the same. I've held out hope only to have you do this. You're completely narcissistic, and I know I should have left long ago. But you, not sure, hurt me over and over. And he loves you. Hold on, we got bubbles. There's still more coming. So,
but Angel, talk with that.
This is insanity.
When people talk about narcissism and like things like that, we talk about it all the time. So like, I took my kids to church, which I was raised in the church, and go there good, better, and different. So I have a firm grasp in what that means to me in Greek Orthodox. At one point, he was expressing a need to connect with me on a Christian level, as going to church with me and having that. And then he went into the whole doing the WebMD version of psychoanalysis of what's wrong with me.
Oh, so they like read up just enough to be able to like throw some phrases and words at you.
You could literally ascribe anything to anybody. I would guarantee nobody thinks I'm not empathetic. There's a lot of things you can accuse me of. I could be a little bit like not nice, but I'm definitely empathetic. Yeah. I know empathy. So there's certain things that basically discount somebody from having these psychosis. But what happens is people toss these terms around, like, narcissism, whatever.
Well, that's like the new catchphrase. If somebody hurt you or you don't like the way they treated you, you hear it a lot in personal romantic relationships.
Yeah, exactly.
He was a narcissist. She was a narcissist. Yeah. So the thing about narcissists,
we all are narcissists.
We all are narcissists.
Right. By virtue, little kids are sociopaths. It's what they do. They sit on their little high chair and then they throw their toy down while you're like try to give them like the split peas, and then they're like, what happens with I throw this down there? That's what sociopaths do. They're like, I'm gonna see how I can tickle your fancy, and like that's what they do. So that's part of just normal like human evolution. But this thing where we ascribe these like tools where it's like, you and I both aren't always the most perfect version of ourselves.
Definitely.
No, well, you do better than I do, but like you still hold out hope for me and like keep revisiting, keep giving me the lessons, keep saying the things because deep down, like I get the lesson. I'm just a little bit like daft.
I think you know what to do though. You're just choosing not to do it now, and you have your
choose
reason.
not to do it. I choose not to do it
Right.
because I'm obstinate. Right. This is the way it is. But this comes from a whole different place. We all have deep hurt, but I feel like sometimes these things where someone's like this, they might not have the same like deep childhood bullshit that like some of us have, where we're like attuned to like this pain. We're like, oh, well, I know what that is because that's what hurt. I'm gonna like really like burn it down, and then we burn it down, and we get over it. We like recover. We look great, and then we burn it down again. Right. These subtle people like this, when they get into these like longer, protracted levels of like, this is how they've always handled life. It's sadder. He does not know how to love anybody without being a little bit codependent.
A little bit? Would you classify him as a
little
bit
it's
codependent?
It's not. It's actually like a toxic requirement to have somebody with him at all times. Doesn't matter how valued that person is, was narcissistic, whatever they like, high value, low value. It doesn't matter. It's somebody's there.
So he doesn't have to sit with his own feelings.
I just happen to be the absolute equal and opposite force to that power. Because I am as damaged, if not worse. The difference is I see so much hope. I have so many, so much laughter, so much willing to, connect with people no matter what. But when you have made, a relationship or something, whatever, the central item without worrying about a community or having a touchstone or of some sort. It's women are disposable. I'll replace you with somebody else. This drug sucks. I'll get another one. That shit gets old. You just you get to be the point where you're in your 40s and you're what next? You and I have been through incarnations like that where our shit looks flawless.
Yes, I was addicted to perfectionism.
Me too.
Yeah,
I was a fitness model.
Yeah, I was a yoga instructor.
Right. All that shit was just another layer of bullshit. But every single time you unearth that level of bullshit, you own your shit. You're okay, great. The next drug, the next thing, the next whatever, next relationship.
And some of these addictions are validated by our society.
They are.
Workaholics, perfectionism.
Absolutely.
Being the Pinterest-worthy mom, where the parties, you do. And as I'm sitting here making my Pinterest-worthy chocolate dip spoons.
No,
for
but the difference is.
But the difference is I enjoyed it.
No. What's the difference is? You got to a certain point, you didn't put your labels on. What happened?
Yes.
No, that's actually super powerful.
This is an important analogy.
This is actually perfect.
So we have one that has this cute little tag here that says hot cocoa and it has a picture of a hot chocolate. And when it came, the hole was so tiny.
Boom.
And this is a braided twine. And I'm like, how am I going to get this braided twine through this little hole? So then I took a hole punch and I punched bigger holes in it to make it easier. And the thing is, it says hot chocolate on the spoon, and it is a spoon literally with chocolate on it. Why else would it be a wrapper?
So Angel sat here while I'm
and I was going
through some stuff, and I'm having this whole unearthing thing.
Yeah.
And she's getting her ribbons out. She's tying stuff, whatever. And she's just all this crafting, and she's I didn't even put this label on. So I was
So I was going to take the twine off and put the labels on it.
She's this, I was buying them. And I was but yours are more beautiful. And it says hot cocoa already.
Yeah. So that is letting go of the perfectionism.
No. And she's you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
You're good.
So half of them will have labels and half of them won't. And I'm totally okay with that now.
And it looks great.
Yeah. And it is already hot chocolate that is by the very definition is that there's chocolate in it that's hot. So
This
we really
is hot and cocoa on it.
right. So we really
Cocoa
don't
is-
need more chocolate in it, but it's cute, you know, and
It is
and there's
so
photos.
cute. The point of the matter is, it's good enough.
Nope, we're doing a phone check. Hold on. So we've had some developments tonight, and the Amy and her partner story. So along with dozens of phone calls and I don't know, hundreds of text messages that come in one line, so you don't even have a chance to respond to them. Not that she would.
No, my partner's MO is to tell you that he's going to go seek sexual gratification elsewhere, but then also accuse me of doing the same. Which, you're my friend, you're my best friend, let's be honest. So, like, you know I'm not a cheater.
No, you're not a cheater. In all fairness, I've cheated in the past, but I love myself enough now that I would never do that. It's not about the other person anymore. It's about me.
No, it's not.
It's about how
That's
I feel
what it
about
is.
myself. Cleaning up my side of the street.
There's so much, like, unfinished ground on my part that it's like, I don't have time to give it to somebody else. Like, takes so much shit.
It's a lot of energy.
It's so much.
a
Who
lot
am
of
I going to
energy.
cheat with? My God.
Well, I heard you just say that, you know, you're really not out of this sight and you can't even see your friends, so that would leave no time for cheating, which I'm a firm believer in. If somebody's accusing you of something, they're usually the one doing it.
I agree too. And the thing is, I get accused of cheating when it's a normal conversation with somebody. Christ's sake, just come to see my best friend at her house with my kid in tow.
Yeah.
So
For lunch. We had lunch. Chinese food.
But-
It was very good. Thank you for bringing it.
the central issue is that you have somebody who weaponizes every insecurity you have. But also, like, the things that, like, maybe, like, you know, led us both to the point where we are. Where, like, I abdicated my own, like, you know, ability to, like, take care of myself. I, you know, prioritized him or a bad situation over my own health. And that's not okay. He has prioritized me over his own children, I think. Don't you?
Yeah, I would agree.
And that's not something I'm okay with.
Well, it sounds like you have an incredible keen awareness of all this. So I'm going to ask you the really hard question. I want you to just pause and think before you answer it. You know all of this. You speak. You know, really, like, you're educated about it and you know it. And so why do you stay?
Because addictions are hard to beat.
Mm.
Because we get stuck in a pattern, in a rut, and we think to ourselves, I've invested. Anyway, the idea is, like, we sit in a movie because it sucks, right?
Yeah.
We sunk.
Like reading a bad book all the way to the end. Have you ever done that?
Yeah, no, we do
You're
it.
like,
We do
oh,
it.
this book
It's
sucks. But you
sunk
just keep...
cost principle. So we like, I've already been here for long enough. What happens when you get older as a woman, I'm divorced. And I'm thinking to myself, well, there's only so many, like, you know, men out there. And because I set myself on fire to keep someone warm, I didn't take care of myself. I've now aged. I've invested time. I've stayed with a man who, right, wrong, or indifferent, like, wasn't able to give me what he should have, on my mind, expeditiously given to me. I let myself, like, physically go. I'm not, like, dateable in my mind, and I don't really want anybody. I don't want to, like, do the thing again. I don't want to reinvest. I don't want to, like, tell my story, explain who I am, go through all that, like, eviscerating crap, as your friends say, the vulnerability hangover.
Yes, I heard that term for the first time today, and I
Such
don't
a
really know what that is.
No, I know that. You know that feeling.
Yeah.
Where you give somebody something of yourself, and you're just like, you're like, ugh. And you wake up the next day, you're like, oh God, I shouldn't have said that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, my whole life is gonna be like that. It's like giving a little piece of that to somebody. How are they gonna digest that? How are they gonna take that? What? Oh God, that sucks. And it's like putting that shit out there. I don't want that anymore. So we take shit, we eat shit because we're like, I already did it. The person already knows all my flaws. The person knows all the stuff. But we give it to the wrong person. And somehow we're like, oh, well, it's their fault because they gave it to them, because it's like they should know what to do with that. He shouldn't know what to do with that. he wasn't the right person to give it to.
And he's not operating in his right mind because
No,
of his
no,
addiction.
no. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's not. As I'm saying, it's not about him.
This is his addictive behavior, texting you hundreds of times.
My
in an hour.
behavior is I want you to tell me that it's okay and take care of me, and to know that like I could really just like bomb all my crap onto you,
Right.
and know that like you're gonna be able to like just coast with it and like it's gonna be cool.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not possible.
Mm-hmm. We have a caller on the line. That's just never going to get old.
But the sad thing is, I perpetuated that.
Mm-hmm.
I have an equal share in that.
So what are you going to do moving forward?
What I'm doing sitting here with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's not okay.
You're talking about it. So that's a first step.
I'm not
is
crying
talking
about
it. Yeah.
I'm not crying about it. I'm not like making excuses.
And you're not changing your behavior tonight. You're going to do what you wanted to do.
And let's be honest, you know I have not for a little bit.
And that's a big shift for him. So he's probably...
It was a big shift for everything.
Yeah, for everyone involved. But your changing is affecting him because now you're not participating in his pattern of behavior of drug use, being up all night, not sleeping, not eating, not all of that. So now you have shifted into healthier behavior where you're sleeping, you're eating better, you're exercising, you're taking care of yourself. I think you look beautiful the way you are, but you want to lose weight. I support that. I support whatever size you want to be, whatever makes you feel best in your body.
I just want to feel good. That's it.
Yeah.
I feel better today than I did yesterday.
There you go. Progress, not perfection.
Yeah. If you start getting better, you start realizing it's like, I pick up the phone, I feed into something. I go pick up food, I feed into something. I don't actually do the things I'm supposed to do today out of spite. That's also being an asshole and like feeding into it.
Yes.
I took care of my responsibilities. I talked to my child on the phone.
Mm-hmm. You are raising such a wonderful young man. So I'm back with Amy and we have a caller on the line. So we're going to take the call. Okay. Well, it's stopped.
Okay, we're out. Okay, we're not. Don't worry. We'll this opportunity about. Let's just wait about 30 seconds and we'll get the same opportunity.
But we have a message.
We got text. Now I have to hate you. I'm sorry, but I have to. You're obviously with someone else, so I am assuming you're drinking with Brian, spending night, or with someone else. You ever think maybe this is why?
Yeah, I mean, do you do this every night? Is this every night, or is this a special
No,
occasion?
it's every night.
Oh, we have a caller on the line. Here we go. Hello? Oh, he hung up. That is crazy. I have listened to this phone ring constantly.
I would be like, put that bitch on the phone. No, he couldn't even get that far. He's just like, oh shit, Angel.
We do have messages, so we'll see. I don't think we're going to have any more calls tonight. I don't think we're going to have any more calls tonight.
You lie like a rug.
You think?
Watch.
What are we watching?
The camera at my front door.
Okay, so you have a camera at your front. Why do you have a camera at your front door inside of your house?
Because
Most people put cameras on the outside, not on the inside. Yeah, that's him. Is he giving you the finger?
Jesus, take the wheel.
Is he giving you the finger? What is he doing? Does he have access to see these cameras?
Oh, he unplugged it.
Oh, so he's in your house and he's unplugged your camera. Well, at least we know where he's at.
This is true.
Amy has cameras in her house, and we thought that her partner said you deserve it all. It actually was you deserve to be in hell. So I think we both are getting miracle ears for Christmas, I think now. It's getting late. We're going to wrap this up. So moving forward, what are you going to do different? And not that you have to do anything different. Your phone?
I mean, we're not talking to him. It's ridiculous. Do you hear this shit?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to call back. So
he's totally going to. There's no way to prove a negative.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing you can do. I can just know in my heart and my soul that I'm not that person. I know in my heart and my soul that, like, I want to make things better with somebody. And my heart and my soul that, like, somebody was not available to me, they're not, I say, you're the limiting factor. That is the thing that I've fixated on for the last couple weeks. You're the limiting factor. It's not me. I'm not limited. I'm divorced. I'm available. I'm a single woman. I have friends. I have family. I have a community. I'm not the limiting factor. I'm not the thing that makes us unhealthy. And I've tried to be so like sympathetic. But have you ever made anybody like, maybe like when you were a teenager, like you said, like a party to your like your pain, but to make somebody like that deeply co-pilot of your like absolute decay, I don't want that for anybody.
I know he likes to drag me into your relationship a lot. He likes to blame me for the problems of the relationship.
He wants to co-sign. Let's make you a part of it.
So I'm either for his pleasure, he thinks, like the grab bag of your life. I'm like a bonus, and he's always fantasizing that there'll be some sort of sexual tryst. Or I am the enemy, and I am the cause of all of your relationship woes. There's like no gray area.
But the fucked up thing is, there was a you and me before there was a him.
Yeah. And that happens so much with women in relationships.
So fucked up.
Yeah, like they ghost their friends when they get in a relationship, and then the relationship doesn't work out, and then they're left with no relationships. They don't have friendships.
I've done something worse to you. I've done worse to you. You and I have had this like this amazing friendship for fucking a long ass fucking time. We both like, you know, at points, me more so than you, have like needed to like, you know, realign ourselves. But like, you're my North Star.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Think about the things that have happened to me in the last 10 years. Think about it.
Yeah, it's been a hard road. You've had a lot of loss.
No. It's
your mother, the death of your mother, a horrific divorce, financial instability, unsteady dating relationships, and now in this.
But we've laughed through all of it.
Yes.
Except for this shit.
And we went through a pandemic. Do you remember going through that?
When you have somebody as a partner who walks through all that shit with you, even when shit didn't like in the end turn okay, my initial reaction was always like, Angel.
No,
seriously.
Yeah. And it's been hard as your friend watching you go through this.
I'm sure.
To me, a good friendship is someone who supports you. I've had relationships in the past that have been really unhealthy and toxic.
No, most friends suck by the time you get to our age.
So you know who your friends are.
No, there's maybe like 2 or 3 people. They're like, you're like, even if they like dissipate for a while, like you know that they're your people.
We can go weeks without talking to each other, and we pick up the phone, and it's like nothing ever happened.
I really peed my pants in the car. I had to change my pants.
Like you're not laughing until a little pee runs down your leg. Yeah. So we've got some more text messages, and we'll be back in a little bit.
We just got one now.
So we're here with Amy, the grammar police. So he's apologizing for texting so late.
No, read it.
Or you could say, okay. JC, I apologize for texting so late, but a few important things I would like to discuss.
Please let me know a good time to talk. My ex-husband says, crickets. This is a solid question.
This has happened to me before, where I have gotten phone calls from strangers, from women who were going through their partner's phone.
Please respond.
What do you want me to say?
Can we add to the conversation? I think there is a way. You take the wheel. Keep my ex-husband thinks it's okay. You're okay.
There you go. These are the moments that make life worth living.
Oh, fake police call.
So this is what happens. Okay, so I'm, time to get serious as I'm tying strings on experience. He called your ex-husband, which I just think is odd. And I'm just wondering what your ex-husband thinks about all this. Tomorrow, so here's what happens. You get up and it's like nothing ever happened.
So I swear to God, on my mother's grave and my dad's life, my son goes, I have often wondered the same thing too. What happens the morning after?
Yeah, what happens the morning after a fight like this? So what will tomorrow be like? Because, you know, the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior.
So
what
in the past, it used to be me being like going there and like doing whatever I do.
And you're going where? Just so we know where you're going.
The office, farm, or work, whatever, to him. The problem is, in the last couple weeks, it doesn't go like he wants, and I just go, and I don't go with some big fanfare. I just go. I don't have some big like, you're gonna miss me. You'll see me when I'm gone. I just leave.
So here's what's happened, and I don't use the term narcissist lightly because it's such a catchphrase that gets thrown around. But the phone
call me narcissist?
No, you narcissistic twat. And I have defended Brad that, you know, we all have narcissistic traits.
We all do.
But this behavior right now is a clear example because now all communication is stopped. Just to refresh our viewers, your partner has sent a group message to your ex-husband saying he'd like to have a conversation. There's some things he'd like to discuss. So you added me to the conversation because he doesn't know that I'm sitting here with you. We added me to the conversation and we sent a funny, you know, angel in the house. Just kidding. I'm not really in the house. I'm just on the phone. And I said, I have a couple things I'd like to discuss too. Like when can we all get together and chat? Since your partner wants to give your ex-husband his version of the story, like I have some things I'd like to share too. Now that I entered your phone, you added me to the conversation, everything has stopped.
Yep.
Why is that?
Because it's lack of control.
Right.
Because he can't control you. Because
and I'm clean and sober.
No, because
so in the past,
so he thought
he was able to manipulate me, but I've seen past that.
He thought that you were at least an echo chamber for one of us, and he could either try to like string you in or do something, make you feel some sort of way. And he recognizes it like.
And just in transparency, he has reached out to me privately without Amy knowing, flirting, trying to solicit me in case I'd want to, you know, get something on the side with him. You keep making me have to put these on. I'm driving home. When Amy comes up for air and is done fucking whoever, let her know I will contact her. Until then, she should not be around. Okay. Well, we're just staying with the still of no contact.
We actually did have a contact.
We did have a contact.
We corrected him when he said shot. He would say shit.
Well, he knows that's you because I'm not the grammar police.
If you're gonna like insult us and like threaten us, like do it correctly.
Right.
It should be actually whomever. I'm sorry.
Let's circle back to the night that the police came. Can you tell me what happened that night? Because I never got to hear this story, so I'm actually curious.
Oh, the police came. Brad's like, Amy, the police are here. I was like, okay, I'll be down. I took my good old fucking time. I started drying my hair and everything. I have some.
Stop it! The police are at your house and you're blow drying your hair?
So after a while, I like opened the door, like shuffled out, and they're like, Amy, I was like, yeah, the police they came halfway up there, so like, is he hurt you, whatever. And I was just like, nope.
So he refers to it as a fake police call. So does he mean they were like fake cops that came to your house, like stripper cops?
No, honey, they were there until 3 o'clock in the morning.
The police were at your house until 3 in the morning?
Yes.
What, did you like have breakfast for them? What were they doing?
No, they stood outside.
Okay.
They were in the parking lot.
Did they make him leave?
No, they did not believe me. They sat outside.
Okay, we just have to show. Here's mine. Here's Amy's. Look how cute my bow is. It's all loopy.
Suck it.
Okay, except for the fact that your hair stuck in the bow.
Yes.
So we're here talking about life, hard things, real things, and I think we've determined that tomorrow you will wake up and
get a new job.
I was gonna say return to the status quo because that's like your pattern of behavior.
I hate that.
But obviously you love him, and in an ideal situation,
Angel,
it would not be the way that it is.
Angel.
At the time of this recording, Amy has chosen to remain in this partnership. If you or someone you know is in a situation that no longer feels emotionally or physically safe, please know you deserve better.
Reach out to local organizations when possible and begin to create a step-by-step plan for a safe exit. Rebuilding can feel exhausting and overwhelming, but remember the first step is always the hardest. Start by building a support network you can trust. If possible, work with a therapist or a coach to help guide you through what can feel like a confusing and an emotional maze. Most importantly, care for your emotional and physical health every single day. Even something as simple as slow, deep breathing can bring clarity and help regulate your nervous system. You can do this. You deserve peace, and you matter. When you're ready, real healing is available at Sun and Moon Transformations. You are safe here, and you are loved here. And this is Angel May.